Did you see who got in the Ring of Honor at the Cowboys Stadium?
I did.
Did you see
It was
recently?
yes. It
Yes.
was it was several weeks ago. You're
Hmm.
talking about Coach Jimmy Johnson,
For
the
the
two-time Super Bowl
Dallas
Dallas Cowboy
Cowboys.
coach. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, we've talked about that quite a few times about like didn't know if he was gonna get in that because Jerry Jones
He's a very
didn't
humble
know if he
guy.
had enough humility. Well,
His
he
ego
did.
filled the stadium. Let's just say Jerry might have an
And we're
ego.
Cowboy fans, so we can talk about like you can talk about your own family, right? But nobody else can talk about them. So you're out of this discussion.
Phillies
Anyway,
fan.
we're here. Welcome to Coffee with Ken. We are here with. You don't have your coffee.
Hey Chris,
Oh my gosh.
can you bring me my mug?
Chris
We're not
forgot to
stopping to
bring
shoot.
his
We're keeping
coffee.
going. This is awesome.
We
Yes,
were
it's right
talking
here.
before, and he totally forgot
Actually,
to bring
Jen's going to bring it to me.
coffee.
Well, Chris is going to bring it. Be careful. Thank you.
Is that lipstick?
Chris, you earned
No,
your.
Oh.
it's coffee.
That's-
It's coffee stains.
Anyway,
Good
good
morning, and thank you for
morning.
joining us
Welcome to Coffee with Ken.
with a hilarious
We have
another
weathered the
episode of Coffee with
crisis.
Ken.
Ken has
It was almost a crisis moment talking
Ken
about,
didn't have his coffee.
Yeah.
wow.
So we're here with Ken Brown. He is CEO of Destiny Global. We've got Butch McCracken, and he is general manager. And I am Dr. April Brown, and I am executive vice president of coaching. And we want to welcome you to Coffee with Ken. Thanks for joining us. We're talking about humility.
Wow.
Like,
It's interesting you chose that analogy.
I know we did for a certain reason because this week is
Super Bowl. That's
Super Bowl.
right.
Do we
Yes,
even
it
know
is.
what number it is? Super Bowl.
It's like
whatever.
up in there. It's like
Yeah.
VXI, VVI, all those
58 or
Roman
something.
numerals.
Yeah.
They're very confusing, right?
Yeah.
They don't
Yeah,
just
it's-
put a
it's
number.
A lot. It's
It is a lot.
of Super Bowls that have been had, but and so just thinking of that, like, how it takes humility, and sometimes when you don't want to give that credit to
Mhm.
someone, you want to take all of the credit instead of really giving the honor him honor is due, and it's called a
Ring of Honor.
So,
So
you
Yeah.
the Ring of Honor,
putting who deserves that honor.
correct, at the Cowboys Stadium, at Texas Stadium, is very interesting because it has been harder to get in the Ring of Honor there than into the Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I noticed they didn't have many.
No, it's incredibly
inductees in there.
difficult. There's a lot of things that go with that, but it's very interesting that now, after a long period of time, think about this. They won the Super Bowls with Coach Johnson in the early 90s,
Mm-hmm.
okay?
Mm-hmm.
We are now
That's
in
a lot.
2024.
Yeah.
It took till the end. He was inducted into the Ring of Honor in December in 2023. Yeah, think about how long it was for them to get here to do this, and Jerry to reflect and grow enough over those years, and really the last 2 years for his ego to begin to shrink enough to allow Jimmy to enter it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Right.
He was the last coach to win a Super Bowl for the Cowboys, right?
That hurt, but it is it one other.
On the coattails.
Because Barry Switzer
of-
came in, who was the coach of Oklahoma. He lost the next year in the NFC Championship game to little lesson here. They lost to the San Francisco
Mhm.
49ers. The next year they beat them, and they went on to win the Super Bowl again. They won 3
Yeah.
Super Bowls in 4 years.
Wow.
Barry Switzer won a Super Bowl. He won
But
a
really, it was a team that was put together
By
like
Johnson.
an amazing team.
Absolutely.
By Johnson.
Okay.
he put the team together, and it
Mhm.
stuck together, which included what they call the triplets: Troy Aikman, Emmett Smith, and Michael Irvin. There was a lot of other players on that
Mhm.
team, but they
Sure.
were special in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. Including Rocket.
Rocket Ismail, yeah, he from Notre
Yeah.
Dame. He was there.
Mhm.
But my favorite player was an offensive lineman, and his name was Nate Newton.
Mhm.
And the reason I liked it because in my fluffy days, there was a restaurant that if we were still there, I would have taken you to in Coppell, Texas, and it was called the Big Hangry. And it was a sandwich. It was a breakfast sandwich that he would eat before he went to football. to go to the 2-a-day workouts that they would have. And it was a sandwich that had about 2,000 calories. It was 2 pieces of French toast with maple syrup, bacon, sausage, egg, hash browns, and then Texas toast on the top and bottom put together.
Well, we got to get that on the goal board.
Well, you would have to do your 50. What is your
He's doing a 50K.
kilometers.
50
50K.
kilometers in one day just to burn that off.
It's so many
Yeah.
calories. So many
Alright.
calories.
Maybe
have to
right
do it.
before you do your 50K.
I think
you
that
I don't know
I,
about
I think that 2,000 calories was very lenient for that. I think it was probably more like 5 or 6. It was humongous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. But
Anyway,
you know, Jerry,
back to what we were talking about,
Yes.
humility, because I think we really gloss over how important humility is
Yeah.
and how it can hold us back when we have that ego, when we let our ego, weighing our ego with our bank account. Because I think that as far as how many Super Bowls with the Cowboys since then, it can really hold us back when we're not willing to give credit and honor whom honor is
Mhm.
due, and wanting to take all of the accolades and not give that to those who rightly deserve it.
mm-hmm.
It really can hold us back. We think it's doing something to them, or that whatever happened in that, but it really is what holds us back when we can't really acknowledge like who has helped us to get where we are today. It does not serve us very well.
it is a limiting belief and habit in so
Mhm.
many things, and it's interesting because when you look at the football team, so much of it they're pushed into the playoffs.
Mhm.
It's very interesting they never got past the first round really before.
Sure.
Looking at this year, looking at differences, you still have fantastic teams that have been playing this year. Baltimore, as you mentioned earlier, up there where you were at in the Northeast, and you've got San Francisco, who have been incredible, and then you just got hot teams in between, and it's been just a great year for football all the way around. It's been very unpredictable. Your Phillies, super hot, and then hit a cold streak, and then here we go in playoffs. You just never know, but it's a coin toss. These teams are all playing well right now. But what's interesting about it is humility really puts you on the side of the Creator, because he said he walks with the humble, but he opposes the proud. That didn't say, oh, I'm a good person, I'm a Christian, so I'm always going to live this most blessed life, or whatever faith you have, and you're going to be most in favor with God, with Yahweh. And the fact is he says he opposes the proud.
You're in
Right.
opposition.
You're in opposition. You're going against
Yeah.
him, which isn't going to be the most blessed life. And so when you think about this, and we think about you as our clients, there's obviously 2 that just pop immediately into my head because they won awards at the gala at the end of
Yeah.
last year. Our ring of honor at
Mhm.
Destiny Global, our first ever Destiny Global gala, took place at our right after creating Dynasty, actually at the end of it on Sunday of the
And
event.
Like they were so humble getting up there, and like
Yeah.
just all of them, but
All of
2
them.
in particular that are so unassuming. Like these are literally.
They
so-
didn't even want to get up there.
I know they didn't even want to get up there. They're
Right.
so unassuming, so
Yeah.
humble,
Right.
and
Very successful.
yeah.
Too. To go
Yeah.
along.
You could actually have picked any one of them that got up there.
Mhm.
If you look at Carlos and Evie, if you look at Chris Walls, if you look at Sandra, and just the outflow of emotions that was coming, but and Stacy, if you think about just the emotions of that, but when you look at Stuart Lynn and Luke
Mm-hmm.
Hostetler, and you think about Stuart and Lisa and Luke and Alicia, they're the most, they almost draw back from any attention.
Yeah.
They're so humble. Yet you're the ones who want to stick the microphone, tell them how you did it. And immediately Stuart will tell you he'd come into events and he was broke as a joke, having to get
Oh, I
money
didn't
from
know.
his utilities and Christmas presents for the kids from his parents.
Oh, that's
And this last year, in fact, Butch and I were able to go and celebrate Ronnie. His dad passed and went to heaven at just the day, actually on Christmas Eve last year, and got to really celebrate and see that whole family and see even how humble. It didn't just start with Stuart. Look at the family and the humility and the heart of service of Ronnie, his dad, and what it meant, and unexpected loss. And so our hearts are with you. Stuart and family, the Lynn's, and all the rest of them, because there's a clan of them, believe me. Beautiful family. But when you think of Luke, same thing. I mean, you've interacted with Luke quite a bit, but
I love interacting with Luke. He's, really taken things from nothing and has really built a business for himself, a successful business. But every time you talk to him, he's just very humble, very, mild-mannered. Just a pleasure to talk with.
But both of them have that heart to serve, and a heart to serve. What do you want to do? You want to work with people like that. You want those people to be helping you get where you're going because you know you're going to get what you paid for.
Yeah.
They bring value. Humility brings so much with it. There's a lot of characteristics that go into that. We could spend hours and days really talking about all the characteristics that go in with that.
Yeah.
But you know what's amazing? Where did they get all these skills from?
Yeah, we have seen them. Like, literally, the first time I met Luke Hostetler, and he was telling us a story of that he had nothing when we first met him. So, sometimes you've heard these stories, but you don't, see the progress yourself. You don't see them go from, literally nothing to being so successful. And so the first time, I think it was in Orlando, we met him the first time, and his wife, he came up to you. And to see them go, and they literally, I can see that they were there. They got these skills he did not have before, and to see where he is now in his story.
That's
her
3
story.
years. And his income has skyrocketed. I mean, it's not just a 1x, 2x, 3x, 4x. I mean, it is unbelievable.
Yeah, and their relationships and their marriage and
communication skills.
It's just amazing to see that. But yeah, they got their skill. They learned all of that.
Stuart and his family, we started at the same time back in 2011. So he came when he was broke as a joke, and I got to see that. And here we are in 2024, and he has been faithful throughout the years of the event.
We just had our first of the year in January, but our next event is in April 12th through the 14th. And we'll be announcing where that will be
very soon.
Very soon.
We're working on a new location where we have not been before. So there's a lot of exciting things coming. But I just got to tell you, first steps to success. If you read January, you know exactly what we're talking about. You know your shoes got blown off, right? Because we're starting the new year with impact, bringing challenge, bringing change, pushing you forward, not leaving any stone unturned in your life so that you can turn it up and press in and get moving in your life. But it's really about building skill. You can accomplish anything with a new skill. You can.
Just like we saw, a story that we can see, literally where they started and learning these skills to be where they are now in a business that is and this year is projected to even triple, quadruple, on the trajectory that they're on. So that's where you learn these skills. Is first steps to success, where we have amazing trainers.
Jackie and Carmody Quinn, that's correct.
And we would love to see you there. Get the information below. Get your ticket because you don't want to miss it. And we only have so many a year. So you definitely want to be so you can continue to work on your skills. And
you can be on the stage and you can be part of the Global Gala. You can be one of the ones qualifying for the award. It's totally within your reason and reach.
Within a 3-year period of time. That's just crazy to me. So anyway, we want to see you there. Get your ticket. Click below. And thank you so much for joining us. And, this is all about, humility to determine our destiny and the law of desire. That what we desire that we can have because our desire determines our destiny.
That's right.
And if you have that desire to go to the next level, then that's part of your destiny. If you have that inside of you, that's part of your destiny. You're destined for it, just like Luke was. It's just getting the right skills to do that. And so,
So true.
we are so excited for what is to come, continue to come in 2024. And thanks for joining us. Click,
Have a great day.
like,
Yes.
share.
Tell
We'll see you
everybody
next
about
time.
it.
See you, gang.
Bye.
Have a great day.